So Paige Bueckers and the UConn Huskies are now somehow, and not even somehow, they're now the favourites again to win in March Madness. Yes, they are the favourites to win it all, and they're not even a 1 seed. Like, I've seen some of the bracketology things, and UConn have probably the most favourable 1 seed matchup to get to the Final Four in Texas. And I was looking through it, like, USC have the easiest run in. Like, they've got 5 seeds that have no right being 5 seeds on the way. And South Carolina have the gauntlet. They've got the gauntlet. Like, they've got like Ohio State. They've got I think they've got another couple of good teams. They got like Ohio State, Iowa, TCU, a couple of teams in that section. And Duke are in South Carolina section as well. USC have the, like, outside of NC State, they've got like Oklahoma as their 3rd seed. I'm sorry, like, Reagan Beers is not carrying a team to the Final Four. That's just not happening this year. And yeah, like, USC, it's looking like have the easiest run ever. And by the way, like, they're not rigged. It's not rigged. They just seed teams as they are. There's no way they can rig a draw that big. But it's looking like USC have that damn cakewalk to the Final Fours. But UConn have probably, again, as the 2 seed, they have the most favorable 1 seed, which is Texas. They luckily enough dodged teams that they would really struggle against. I think they would really struggle against the UCLA up to the Final Four, just because as good as Sarah Strong is, I don't rate Al Alfie that much, and they don't have that size to compete with Lauren Betts. I think South Carolina's a team they match up really well with. And they got South Carolina before, I think they got South Carolina by the looks of things, before the championship game. And I'm putting my money on UConn over South Carolina. Like, if the top 4 teams make it, and in my opinion, UConn over Texas is probably going to happen. I like Madison Booker, but I don't believe that a team that does not shoot the 3 ball ever is going to win is going to win anything in basketball. And in another section, Notre Dame somehow keeping their 2 seed. I have absolutely no idea how they managed to do that, but Notre Dame have themselves, and they're in UCLA section. I think UCLA destroyed them. They don't have the size to beat UCLA. And then it'll be UCLA. It could be UCLA USC again, and I'm counting on UCLA to win that game. Like, they actually guarded Juju Watkins in the second half for the first time in 3 games. But with UConn, they're such a weird team to look at. Like, suddenly, oh, they're the favorites again. But I'm looking through their record. Like, they lost to Tennessee, and then they haven't lost since they lost to Tennessee. And in fairness, a big win against South Carolina by 30. But other than that, I'm like, they haven't played a good team. Like, between Tennessee and USC, like, there was 2 months between those games. They didn't play a good team. Like, from, what was it, the 21st of December or something? They did not face a good team from then till the end. And the only good team they beat this year is South Carolina. Like, okay, yeah, they beat Louisville. They beat Ole Miss. And by the way, Ole Miss are somehow the 4th seed in USC section, according to the current bracketology. There is no way in hell Ole Miss should be a 4th seed. North Carolina, they beat by 11. Like, these aren't good teams. They lost to Notre Dame. They lost to USC. They lost to They beat Villanova, and they're playing Creighton. I thought Creighton. Oh, Big East finals against Creighton. Creighton aren't good either. They faced Villanova in the Big East semifinal. And that was a Villanova team who aren't great, but with Breanna Paracasti, I don't know if she's injured or what, but like, she was meant to be their best player coming into the season, and I don't know, after killing it at Holy Cross, obviously has been struggling. But yeah, I was a little bit annoyed at that when I was hoping to see, Breanna, hit from down the road from me, hit UConn with a couple of haymakers, just like it's like Iowa last year. That was the worst part about that is another angle shot. It was 100% accidental. But yeah, so we've got Paige Bueckers and the UConn team, and they're so hard to judge because They look real good, but they haven't played anyone good. But this roster is very good. Like, it really comes down to if their big three, Paige, AZ Fudd, and Sarah Strong, if they all play well, like, they can beat anybody. Like, Ashlyn Shade can hit shots. KK Arnold is okay, I guess. Ice Brady. I've heard so much things about how hyped Ice Brady was. I've never seen Ice Brady play well. Caitlin Chen. I don't know how I feel about Caitlin Chen. Like, obviously a grad transfer was good before this. I don't know how I feel about Caitlin Chen, to be honest. I don't rate her that highly as a point guard. And to be honest, like, they're a decent team. Ironically, when they've so many top recruits, there's three of them. The three number one recruits they have on the team. Sarah Strong is, like, I think this freshman class is unbelievable. And I think, obviously, all the unanimous freshmen of the year for Sarah Strong, I'm like, should it be unanimous with what Michaela Blakes did? And I don't know. I think there's an argument to be made that Michaela Blakes had as good a year as Sarah Strong. There's no argument to be made at this point in time Michaela Blakes is better than Sarah Strong. Like, Sarah Strong, we're talking, like, everyone talking about Juju and Paige and all this. There is a possibility Sarah Strong's better than all of them. And I mean that, just her all-around game, her ability to pass, her ability to play on or off the ball, the fact that she can play the kind of 3-4-5 on offense, she can guard big, she rebounds well, she shoots 60% from the field, she shoots the three ball a little bit, she can hit her free throws, unless it's against USC down the stretch. Like, she is such a good player. Like, it is an absolute travesty. Like, everybody talking about how much of a disgrace it is that Juju Watkins isn't getting more hype, when, like, the reality is it's not a travesty that Juju Watkins not getting more hype. Juju Watkins got more hype than a 19-year-old female basketball player has ever had in the sports history. The travesty is that the likes of Sarah Strong aren't getting media hype. The travesty is the fact that Tanaya Latson, nobody cared about Michaela Blakes. All they cared about was complaining about how Juju's not getting enough hype when Michaela Blakes dropped 50 twice in 2 weeks as a freshman. Like, this freshman class, I'm telling you guys, genuinely might be better. Like, is there a way to just search now? Like, Silas Sorge, superstar. Michaela Blake, superstar. Sarah Strong. Like, just, for lack of a better word, on a hooper level, maybe Sarah Strong's not there, but just on a pure basketball player level, like, there is a possibility that when it's all said and done, the best actual player could be Sarah Strong. And I just don't understand why there's no hype there, because yeah, she's not as flashy as a Juju, a Paige, or even like a Latson or a Hidalgo. And no, is she better than them? Like, right now, no. Is there a possibility that in a year's time she has that bit of improvement with Paige and AZ gone, where she gets a little bit more like of a role in the offense, that she could suddenly look like the best player in college ball next year? That's a possibility. Genuinely, that's a possibility with Sarah Strong. And that's the thing with UConn is, with how good Sarah Strong is, when Ashlyn Shade is hitting shots, like, that's the thing. Some games she's on, some games she's off. When she's hitting shots, if AZ Fudd is hitting shots, because again, with AZ Fudd, I don't know, there is that inconsistency. She either doesn't score or doesn't miss. And that is the problem with the players that shoot like an AZ Fudd, as in, almost every good shooter in basketball, when they catch it, they dip. If you don't believe me, watch Steph Curry, watch any of the good shooters in basketball, or watch anyone who breaks down mechanics on jump shots. Almost every player, very, very quick dip just to get into rhythm and get a consistent. AZ Fudd just launches. As soon as, wherever she catches the ball, she launches from, which means a lot of her rhythm is based on the passes she gets. And in games where passes are a little bit off, you can very easily it's easier to get out of rhythm when you don't have natural rhythm in your jump shot and start missing consistently. And then it's also, when she gets hot, she's super hot. And again, defense is good. AZ Fudd could genuinely be top 6 or 7 pick in the draft, but it will all come down to the tournament. And if all's buckering on all cylinders, and Paige Bueckers is Paige Bueckers, look, we can be honest, passive Paige is a thing. I don't see her as this transcendent player, but Paige is brilliant. Paige is a hell of a player. Like, she's still the best player on what could be the best team. And UConn are well within a chance, they have a great chance of winning. And if they don't win, they should be disappointed. This isn't like last year where it's almost a free hit because South Carolina were going to beat everybody. This is do or die for Paige Bueckers. She's not going back for year 6. This is her chance to not be known as the best UConn player to never win a championship. But anyway, I'll see you guys.